Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm so happy to have you. So my premium subscribers, welcome back to the channel. So for today's video, we're going to be discussing a multitude of different things. If you have not already watched my Trump timeline video, if you have not, you can go and watch that video in the description below. I've been come back and rewatch this video. But essentially, this video is going to be discussing a reading that I did back in 2021 in July during Biden's first year as president. A video that I did in particular revolving around July 2024 during a possible attempt on 45's life. So we're just doing a reinterpretation of that reading and what I get now compared to what I got then. And I'll show you the clip of the video in a moment. But we're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk about what happened and why didn't the energy change. Now, I always say to you guys all the time that the tarot cards are never wrong. It's only the interpreter that is wrong, never the tarot card. And you will see that again represented in today's video. So there's that. This video is being recorded on Saturday, February 15th at 1:46 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So happy Valentine's Day to all of you. I know it is a little late, but I want you to know I love you and I appreciate you. And I hope you enjoy this video. There will be a lot more timeline videos. I have a lot planned. I got a lot of information, a lot of juicy stuff. So there will be a series, so definitely keep an eye out for that. And I really hope you do like this video. So if you have not already, speaking of engagement, you can help out the channel grow by liking, commenting, subscribing, hitting the bell icon, or even watching this video longer than normal. Tell the algorithm, hey, I like this content, show me more. You'll be shown my content. Not only that, you'll also be shown other psychic tarot card readers and astrologers as well. So it helped me, helped you, helped everybody. And if you also have been noticing recently, YouTube has been deleting comments and has also not been notifying you guys when I do post and upload, and I have a solution for that. I do have a Facebook group and a Blue Sky account, which you can follow in the comment section below, so you can be notified when I do post next. I do personally notify you when I do post, and you can be able to comment your questions there as well, so I'll be able to answer them there, because some of your comments have been going missing. I can't respond to you here. So anyway, let's begin. I am going to show you that clip. That clip is taken from an excerpt from this video. If you want to find the original content of this video, you will find it in the description below. It's called Season 3, Episode 81, Trump Running 2024, Will Ivanka Flip? That video was recorded on July 7th, 2021. That is when that video is. I'm going to show you what that video is right now, and I'll see you all in a moment.
Donald Trump running. Okay, well, he is running from something. I think if he runs for president, what he's telling me here is that he might just be doing this as a scam to get money. That's what this is. Like, it's almost like his escape plan to say, oh, I'm announcing for president of the United States. Give me money to support my campaign, but the campaign is really all about just supporting him, and then he's going to run away with the money. I don't think he's going to run, but he's going to have to make it look like it's real, so he's going to run away with your money. Not saying you're going to donate to him, but if you are a Trump supporter, your money will be taken from you. What else do we need to know? So is he just using this as a campaign tactic just to gather money and run away with it? Yeah, so he is making a deal with you, the voter, and just trying to gather any information that he can. I think this is his last con. This will be his last con before he gets in jail or end up passing away. But this does feel like this is his last ditch effort to kind of give his children an inheritance, is basically what it feels like. It feels like he's trying to give his kids an inheritance, almost like, I'm sorry, but let me just steal some money from other people, and then you have to deal with the burden later. So is Donald Trump actually going to win the Republican nomination in 2024? Now, I don't know if you guys have remembered, I did say a long time ago that Donald Trump was either going to die in May 25th, 2025, and that was when he was going to pass away. That was in one of my challenges. And the other one was that he was going to pass away right after he wins the Republican nomination. So let's take a look. Hi, Seth Ken. What's up, love? All right, so we have here, this is the Republican nomination, right? People casting a vote for who they want to be the next Republican nominee. However, we have here the Ace of Wands. Donald Trump is not going to be able to carry out the road of campaign, it does feel like sometime around August, July of 2024, leading up to the election, he will pass away. Not knock on wood, but we want him to go to jail instead. But then we also have here the page of stories, and what this tells me is that someone new has to step in, or someone new has to be nominated because they need somebody else for people to gather around. And I feel like this might be Josh Hawley for some reason. We have the page of Pentacles, which is the three, then we have the page, right? So Donald Trump will easily win the Republican nomination in 2024, right? This is the storyline, the potential outcome, doesn't mean it's set in stone, right? Then we have here, now that Donald Trump can no longer fulfill his duties as the Republican nominee, we have here that after they voted, it almost feels like they have to re-vote again, and that will be very detrimental for the Republican Party as it will be too close to the election. And so they're going to nominate, to have the establishment nominate a Republican to the ticket. Yeah, Donald Trump is gone at this point. Donald Trump passed away. Now, this is a hypothetical situation, right? This does not mean it's going to happen. It just means that this is one outcome, the most likely outcome as of right now with the current energies going into the 2024 presidential election.
Okay, welcome back. So, um, let's talk about the interpretation. Let's go from there, and then we'll jump into the tarot card portion of today's video. I would really love your interpretation of the before and after, and really what you think is going on here. Alright, so the first thing is I said that he was going to be running from something, and I said that it might have been a scam. Now, remember what I said prior before, that the interpreters are always wrong, and never the tarot cards. The tarot cards can read energy. It's the interpreter can only based on the information that they are receiving from the energy based on prior experiences. So if let's say something happened in politics that never happened before, it is very hard to predict or even see that if there's nothing to fall back on. So there's that. So I said he was running from something. Instead, in reality, he was running from jail. So he was running from jail time. Um, I said that he was not really going to try and run. Instead, that is exactly what happened. 45 was actually just running to escape prison. Instead, Elon Muskrat and Project 2025 was the driving factor in 45's campaign in 2024. I said that 45 supporters will lose their money, and I thought it would be due to his scam because that's what based on prior knowledge. It turns out it's because he's gutting their program, so they will lose money because it affects red states. A lot of these programs, the WAIT program, actually don't really hurt or injure blue states. They actually injure red states. Okay. I said that he was going to make a deal with voters. Essentially, he did. He gave them empty promises. I said that this will be his last con before jail or he passes away. We will see if that comes to fruition. Until then, doesn't seem likely, besides the passing away part. Okay, next one. He will steal money from the people. Children will carry the burden. Essentially, what I said there was that he was going to try and steal money from the people, and he was going to pocket it and give it to his children as inheritance, and therefore his children would carry the consequences of 45's actions. Okay, next one. I said that 45 will pass away on May 25th, 2025, or pass away after he went, excuse me, that he will pass away May 25th, 2025, or pass away after he wins the nomination in the Republican nomination in 2024. I find that to be really interesting because the Republican nomination was in June of 2024. Let's go to the next one. I said 45 will barely make it through July 24 during the attempt. So that's what really happened in real life. 45 barely made it through July 2024. Instead, in the video, I said that he would die during this point between July to August 2024. So I said that he was going to die. Something happened that he shifted his head even a minuscule of an inch, and it saved his life. We're going to discuss that in today's video, what happened, you know. But I just say that he had the likelihood chance of dying between that time frame, and it had to happen right after the nomination, not before or during. So I said here that I said Josh Harley. I mentioned Josh Harley. The energy is very similar to JD Vance because they both come from ruby red states and they're extremely boring. Okay, let's be real here. They're extremely boring, but the energy is pretty much the same. So that's Josh Harley, but you can make that determination based on your own preference. The next one here, I said that he will not have a hard time winning a nomination. That was correct. The next one, the last one, really. I thought this one to be interesting. I said that there will be a revote that will be taken close to the election. I said, I said it will be detrimental to the party. Instead, this happened to the Democrats after the primaries were over and a convention vote was held by the DNC, and the establishment chose Harris. So this is interesting because in the essence, when I was reading towards the end of the video, I was assuming that energy was part of the storyline as 45 possibly. At the point, I didn't realize that there could be two different stories at play happening simultaneously. During around the same time that 45 was attempted on, the Democrats were also stepping down, and a new Democrat was coming in and a revote was taking place. Now, keep in mind as well, when I read tarot cards, I don't read or to predict. I read to really give you the layout of the outcome, the plausibility, and possibilities, which means that I try to pick earthly timelines that are similar to ours that may or may happen or may occur on a more similar level and platform. So essentially, that is how that will work, and that is how it functions. I just realized I missed and forgot my whiteboard, so I guess you won't be using my whiteboard today. But I find that to be really interesting. You guys let me know what you think. Again, this video is old. It is from as far back as 2021. I do have a second channel, which I'm going to try and figure out what video that is when I was channeling and really give you the detail when it was raw. Alright, so guys, let's begin. We have a lot to get through today. The idea now is, now that we went through our interpretation, we went through the meaning of it, we are now going to start discussing what happened and go from there. A lot of you guys have been feeling this sensation that, something was wrong and what's it called? There was a switcheroo or a body double or whatever. Again, I'm not the type to go into conspiracy theories, and I never really am. But the tarot cards have always been telling me something's a little shady with 45 in regard to time and the time continuum. And I can definitely see that here. Let's see if I have that book. Okay, let's see. They call Journey to the Center of the Earth. Okay, The Revival of the Kinkling, Volume 3. I don't have Volume 1 or Volume 2. That's what they told me to write. And in this psychic channeling here, which was channeled on January 20th, 2025, we have here, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so be not afraid that Trump had won for all for naught, for that is the people's election, not his. He chose to take for which is not his, and for that he suffers. This error is about the people, and he will learn very quickly not to piss them off, for that he will. His ambition is greater than his actions, for that he will fail and piss off the people, for that they will personally see fit to extort him out. For that he does not belong. He took it from a woman, and he's about to learn why. You think he would get away, for that we say he will not, for that his luck had just ran out. He will suffer per the price. He is to obey the people or fail, and oh, that oligarchy you are aware of will not last, but that I have made it my mission to fill it up with men who have their heads so far up they can't see what's pushing them out. Don't don't think that we've forgotten about you, because we haven't. Life is no longer on Donald Trump's side anymore after today, which is January 2025. January 20th, 2025. My apology, guys. This is interesting, because this is where it starts to really reveal it. La 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 la. Okay. Okay, so it says here. However, he played with time, causing ripple effects everywhere. He's guilty with treason of time. We are, to quote, the Impossibles, a time-stopping group to stop the abuse of time. He is number 41 threat lister. We work very closely with the divine to protect time. Make no mistake, this wasn't supposed to happen. but they managed to do something not yet known to man and abuse the knowledge for 4 years of power, which is pathetic in itself. That is in this book. Okay? If you have not watched my timeline video, now go and do so. That is very important that you do it because you understand how it happens and how it works. Why is this more important? Well, let's take a look here. This is the universe book. This is important because this is my book of knowledge. This is where I get my insight and knowledge from. And this is where they kind of give me more information. Now, we talked in that timeline video, and specifically, we talked about how somebody can essentially time travel, and they can do it through other means other than an actual physical machine. They can do it through death. This one in particular will tell you how to do it. So I'm going to explain how it was done. This video, this channel and the second channel was recorded on December 17, 2024 at 11:11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to read it to you. It's called The Truth of Death. Beyond the veil lies a story once told, yet forgotten. A truth yet forgotten by time. Man knew the truth about death for centuries, but gaslighted their own kind into believing something else. Death is not the end, but the start of a new. A world so similar, but yet so different. Life after death does not end, but rather starts. A portal of time can be adjusted here. It's where your manifestation and intuition came from. For that you have lived it already. You cannot die, for that you are already dead. You can only simply become reanimated. Okay, let me explain this in a way that you guys can understand. Alright, so you were born here, you died here, this is your story. This is how we see time, linear, right? This is how spirit sees time. You were born here, you died here, and here's your story. You lived, you were born, you died, and you never existed at the same time. Okay? That is how you cannot be punished. Because you lived every lifetime. How could you be punished for trying everything? Think of life as like a buffet. You lived every outcome. How could you be punished for that? Your intuition is based on the inner knowing that you did something before. Deja vu is based on the intuition and knowing that you've done it before because you have a little glimpse of memory from a lifetime of choices where you made the same choice at the same point in a parallel universe. A parallel universe only exists because you are making different choices and different outcomes, but in essence, it is you and your soul doing the same thing. You have a linear contract. I really wish I had my whiteboard, but essentially think about a white line, right? At every little branch, think of it this way, like the roots of a tree. You have the big stem of a plant or a tree. Then there's all those little side feeder roots and all those little roots. Think about every little root that there is from a main root. Right? Those are branches and they get further and further away. But essentially, they are all part of your intuition. The tree itself is your intuition, it's who you are, it's yourself. But every little thing that comes out of it that grows out from within is you. It is still you making those choices because you are making every choice that your intuition can be filled with infinite plausibility and possibilities and many different outcomes. That is why you can create your story. That's why manifestation cannot happen. If you cannot manifest, that means you are not in your timeline. You are not in your physical reality. Because you're not in your physical reality, you're not able to manifest because you have not yet died. You need to live every single outcome in order to continue. So, for example, Jimmy Carter, he recently passed away in our timeline. But to say he's alive currently in another timeline, he will essentially shift his body into that new timeline, and it will keep going and going and going till there is no more Jimmy Carters. And that's essentially in terms of hindsight of how that works and how it functions. I will explain more about this when we actually have my whiteboard and when we're focused on that specific topic, but I hope that makes a lot of sense to you. If it does not, I will do my very best to clear it up in the comments. Going back here, I said, here a portal of time can be adjusted here. It's where your manifestation and intuition came from. For that you have lived it already. You cannot die. For that you cannot die, for that you are already dead. You can only simply become reanimated and alive again. For that be not afraid, for that you lived every outcome. You can only gain more knowledge after death, beholding the wisdom. No one waits for you after passing, as they themselves have a path to lead. Do not call upon the dead, for that you awoke in evil. The person you are seeing is no more. They are not the same since death, because they are a mere essence of an empty vessel. Seek guidance from you and only you. To death do you part. May you live a fruitful one. We are the very creation of Egypt. Our story is not over but begun. Ra represents all that is and will be. Truth will be revealed. Truth will be revealed. How the rich got wealthy off of death. A portal, if you will, to the path through death if you can seek it. There is no such thing as good or evil, just human thought. You cannot be punished for that you have lived all lives from ruler to baker to killer. No such thing as evil, just purpose. God does not choose your fate, you do. You are your harsh critic, so be kind or else you will suffer. Dream big so that others don't do it for you. You can and will survive, I know you can. Just believe that in control for once. That you believe that you're in control for once, and not me, and all will be seen. December 17, 2024 at 11:37 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay. So that refers to death. It explains how death works and how manifestations work and how everything in regards to that. And then let's see here. Is there anything in regards to 45? I don't think there is, but we'll talk about this one in particular. This was my first challenge in this specific book. I love this book. This is more my predictive book here, more like channel messages. It's not really predictive, but more energetic readings. It's called All Knowing, All Seeing, Thy Truth, Thy Future. And the first channel message was recorded on December 31st, 2024, and at 2:16 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Alright, it says here, kings will fall, not one, but by the many. There you go, they're done. Alright, so, I know that was very, very anticlimactic, I know, trust me, it is anticlimactic. But, I hope that was able to give you a little bit of insight and understanding. I know this is probably not the best explanation that I could use to be able to explain and give you some sort of contact, but hopefully it was able to give you a little something. Alright, so let's get into the juicy part of the reading. I'm sure you guys all been waiting for this specific moment. Let's go and let's do some tarot cards and let's see what happens. I'm gonna drink some water because your brother is thirsty. Okay, let's do this. Yeah, I had the table. I didn't really like the table. I had the table. I'm gonna have to get a new one because I don't really like the table that I got. It was just really bad. It doesn't even do the function that it needs to do. So spirits and angels, tell me about that message that I got, the tarot card reading I did back on July 7, 2021, in regard to the attempt on 45 life in between July 2024 to August 2024. Can you give us why and what happened and what changed? Okay. What changed is what I like to know. Not saying that I'm wishing death upon 45. No, that's not true. Just I'm wondering why did it change? Was it maybe it was hard to tell because even a slight movement could have made it true. You know what I mean? A slight mere difference could have made it true. Oh, thank you. I love when they open up things for me. So Spirit Angel, tell me what color. White. I'm hearing white. Okay, psychic. Okay. So we know it's psychic because it was me who did it. But okay, blue, light blue or dark blue? Okay, so it's this one. Money reverse. Yellow. Clock strikes 12. It didn't exactly hit midnight, right? Midnight would have been over. Everybody knows what that is. Midnight would have been over. We all know that. Okay, pink. Guys, just so you know, I'm not looking. So, like, when I see from my angle, this is what I see. I see nothing. From your angle, you see this. Okay, so air. We already know that because I accidentally showed you, so it's the right thing to do to just take it out. Alright, so Spirit Angel, tell me what else. Okay, they're telling me take two more. Okay, removed. Reverse. Okay, what color? Okay, now. Okay. And final outcome. Shapeshift. Wait, how does it even get in here? I never made this. I never made this card. How did it get in here? Is what I want to know. Because I did not make that card. I did not make that card. I don't know how that got in there. I never made that card. But apparently I did. But I remember vividly only doing this once, and I never made that card. Alright. Was it reversed? I think it was reversed. Maybe it was reversed. I have no idea. Alright, so let's read. Let's see what's going on here. Here we have the 4 cup reverse. Something is being refused. Something is being refused. Why is something being refused? Then this is talking about July 2024 to August 2024 when I kept saying that he could pass between that point in that video. And here we also have Ace of Wands reverse. Ace of Wands. We have this followed by the Ten of Wands, which means struggle. We're trying to push through. A decision. Slight choices. Okay, we have here someone trying to make something happen, some sort of fight, someone's angry, and because of that, they're attempting to do something once it's revealed the death. Okay, the death. And here we have judgment, poor judgment. Okay. We have judgment in reverse. Okay, so let's take a look. What is going on in Pennsylvania, Butler, around this point in time? Why didn't it happen the way it was supposed to, according to what I got in the card? Now, I'm not saying I am endorsing what happened and saying that it should have happened because I want to be right. No, I don't care. Like I always say it all the time to you guys, I don't care. I don't wish harm on anybody. I'm just curious why it didn't come to fruition and why it played out the way that it did. You know what I mean? That's what I'm curious about. I'm curious to see because the timeline kept saying that he was messing with something. So I'm taking a look at this point in time and seeing what exactly he messed up. Because a lot of you guys may have remembered, if you've been with me for quite some time, I kept saying there was a young male going to be in the White House. A young male going to be in the White House. It wasn't going to be a female. It was going to be a young male. And it was 45 he got inaugurated. Now, it's very plausible and very possible that the young male could just be Elon. But if it's really 45 that got sworn in and not anybody else, and it wasn't JD Vance, because I said JD Vance doesn't seem there, then, and I kept saying in my timeline video, I kept getting this vision in my head that basically 45 was interacting with his younger self, giving information about what happened in the future to kind of alter our current timeline and current state, which means that possibly in some scenario, 45 could have told his younger self, hey, listen, by the way, if you go to Butler, Pennsylvania, just turn your head a little bit to the left, or turn your head to the right, and just enough you're going to prevent a plausible assassination. So that could be something as well. Let's go and take a look. Let's get some more cards. Let's see what's going on here. First, we have the 4 Cups reverse. The 4 Cups reverse is telling me what's it called? Normally it's something being refused. This is something that's being accepted. What's being accepted is something that's coming in the air. That is because the energy was supposed to happen around that point. Right? This is my psychic ability. It was saying that something was going to happen, something was in the air around this period in time. So the psyche was definitely there. Okay, that's why it's in the air. It's also represented here by the bullet. The bullet was also in the air. That means that regardless of who was going to be there on during this time frame for 45, it was going to happen regardless one way or the other. Here, followed by the Ace of Wands, this was not his call or purpose, but yet it was destined to happen in some capacity. Right? This was supposed to be part of his cycle, but it wasn't supposed to be of a normal cycle, if you know what I mean. Because what happened instead wasn't of an abnormal circumstance. This outcome here was supposed to occur, but it was altered. Again, nothing is set in stone. Here, these two cards are represented by money. Right? It's interesting because we have the pentacle here and we have struggle. Right? What led to 45 doing what he did and why did he go to Butler, Pennsylvania? It was because of money. He was going there for money, specifically money that was downturn. I don't know what was going on around July of 2024, but there were some issues in regards to money and something there or some sort of trade or some sort of agreement was being made during the specific day. But that being said, there was an effort to remove. There was an effort to remove, but because of some sort of dealing that was made, that outcome here that I saw that was in the air within these two cards here was now removed by this point, which is why it was gone. Here we do have the struggle in here, and the decision is being made. It had not been finalized yet, but the decision has been shifted from the air. The energy that should have been was up in jeopardy by this point. Now, as we start to get towards the actual event itself, we have somebody's angry. This is the attacker, essentially. This is the attacker. And you have here him trying to initiate a death protocol. That's what I'm hearing, a death protocol. Don't know what that means. And here we have the word death coming, which means an ending or a cycle here. We know that's literal here. And we have here no being yelled, which means no, somebody was trying to stop something, which means something might have changed that altered the timeline. And because of that altering, we have here the clock did not strike 12. It did not end. Because normally, again, if this was upright, this would have been bad for 45 because he would have been, this would have been, the final nail in the coffin. It was not. That is particularly because something was stopped. He was particularly stopped. Maybe possibly when he made that shot, he was already spotted, and at that point, he did it as a last ditch effort to try and get it, to try to get him. So that's what I'm getting here. I'm getting here that the shooter was seen, and he just shot without actually what to call it, eyeing for him. Like he didn't know what he was doing. He was just shooting at that point. He wasn't really paying attention. So his accuracy and aim was not superb, according to him. All right. That is why the clock did not strike 12, and therefore the death did not go into fruition. It's further clarified by the judgment. Again, the attacker did have poor judgment here. And we did have here, it had nothing to do with shape-shifting, so no, there was no body double, nothing like that. So we can confirm that, that's for sure. What's on the bottom of the deck here, we have, no, he did not walk away, which is the Five of Pentacles, followed by the Empress card upright. This feels like a healing energy. There was no healing because it does feel like the guy did not get 45 is what it feels like. He feels like it did not get him in some way. It actually, you know what, they did get him. I take back what I said, and I do apologize for that. I do take back what I get because even though I said they didn't really get him, I guess essentially it didn't get him in the way that you would think. Because I said here he wasn't like essentially injured to the point where he had to walk on his own, but he was injured here, which makes sense because this is the person who's walking on a cane and injured, or they have some sort of injury that really injured them to the point. But here, I think this is more interesting because it's a little wrap around exactly where the injury was, which is right around the ear. So that is interesting. Let's get final clarifiers. Let's take it from the Illuminati Tarot deck. We're going to use our originals. Okay. This deck is very far away, but it's my Illuminati deck. Let's see if there's anything shady going on here. So far, I haven't gotten anything too shady. So maybe this wasn't the switcheroo point. So I guess we'll have to go either back further or find out what exactly 45 was doing with the timeline. But he definitely did mess with the timeline. We'll act the rest of the video right after this specific reading. We will act in the same video today whether or not there was any sort of interference in some way in terms of time. Now, for those of you guys who are confused, Chris, why you keep talking about time, well, it's very interesting. I don't know if you know that. The connection between 45 and Elon, or Elonia, what's it called? Elon owned Tesla, right? Trump's uncle, John Trump, was friend and was a, well, not friend, but was like a partner or an assistant, a lab assistant to Nicholas Tesla. Nicholas Tesla, at the time of his death, was researching time continuum and quantum energies and quantum mechanics. The reason for all of that is that essentially Nicholas Tesla had somehow found out how time works. When the FBI and the CIA went to go and seize the papers and documents from Nicholas Tesla, the documents were missing and John Trump was nowhere to be found at the scene. Later on, 45 himself ended up knowing too much in his book. In the Art of the Deal, he predicted who was going to be the one to do 9/11. He knew exactly who the person was, who the perpetrator was. He said exactly what was going to happen. That's in the Art of the Deal. It came out in 1996. And then, if you go all the way back into the late 1800s, right around the time that McKinley was president, because that is why 45 is obsessed with McKinley, which we're going to talk about. But McKinley, when President McKinley was president, there were authors that were coming out about a book called Barron's Underground Journey and The Last President, both which indicated Donald Trump, Barron Trump, Putin, Russia, and all other players as well, including but not limited to Musk, but we'll have to verify that specific character. But there was a lot of significant parallel to that. Again, this was coming out 30 years after the Civil War. So, in terms of reference and time reference, how, how close it was to the Civil War compared to our timeline. Alright, anyway, besides the point, that is essentially the connection here. We're going to act if there's anything shady going on. Okay? Sorry, guys. You guys are further away than you normally are. For some reason. I don't know why. Alright. Maybe you don't like the way I smell. I don't know. Alright, so spirits and angels, tell me about, is there anything shady going on that happened on January 24th, 2024, around the time that Trump was attempted? Well, on the day that Trump had his life attempted. What was shady going on? Why did the outcome go from he's likely to die between the month of July 2024 all the way to August 2024? What changed? Can you tell me if there's anything shady going on, or was it just, a personal choice of tilting the head, or was there a little bit more something a little bit more sinister? Okay, two cards that came out, and it landed right here. The clock strike 12. Oh, okay, here's the first card that comes out. You can't make this stuff up. I mean, you really cannot make this up. Okay, you saw this. This is raw footage. And then what is being crossed by? What is this being crossed by? Empty V. Empty V. What the hell is empty V? Empty V. What is empty V? Okay, I'm gonna look that up. I don't know what empty V is. Maybe that's a type of movie. Maybe that's a book. I don't know what empty V is. What is empty V? MTV is a dated slang chiefly U.S. humorous derogatory, a nickname for MTV, American cable television. I don't care about that. MTV refers to a concept of front-end validation library, V-validate, when empty field, meaning a field with no input, is considered valid by default, unless explicitly marked as required. Essentially, a skip validation check for completely blank fields. What? That is got to be one of the most confusing things I've ever heard. Okay. MDV Urban Dictionary? Okay, I have a feeling this might go wrong real quick. Yeah, I don't see anything on Urban Dictionary here for this. Yeah, I don't see anything. I'm sorry, guys. It just means it seems like an old network, like something added network here. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe something added network. We're acting as something is shady is going on here. We definitely know that was attempted here. Because we have the word no, it fell right on top of the no, and it's being crossed by MTV, which means dead network and empty network, essentially. There's an empty network. So we're trying to figure out essentially if there's anything shady going on here. We have empty network regarding that attempt. Okay. Spirits and Angel, can you tell me, can you give me a little bit more information, please? Okay. So the first thing we have here was interference, and that's in psychic, right? So this stuff fell right into the quadrant here. What's in the air? What were we getting in the air here? What we were getting there was interference going on in the month of July 2024 to August 2024. Interference. We know that was happening. We knew that something was interfering in the election of 2024. Here we also had that challenged by the Murphy Law. Right, you can see somebody getting Lily here. Okay, you can see that with that knife in the back, right? The Murphy Law is being challenged. Also, we talked about money here, right? Money being the root of the problem here. White collar crime. That came up as well. Interesting. Now I'm going to read to you what Murphy Law is in a second. What is heading towards the past? Because this is going towards the future. These two are going towards the past at this point, but it's heading towards the psyche. Now, what is also here, we have here feminists. Any attempt to control any libertarian liberal group. This was reversed here, which is Illuminati. That's why it was reversed. We have the feminist. This is masculine. It was saying this energy was more of a masculine, which makes sense because the masculine would encourage something like this to occur, not of the feminine. The feminine would not endorse this type of energy or behavior. Let's look at Murphy Law. Okay, let's see. So Murphy Law is, okay, hold on. Murphy Law is the adjective that anything can go wrong will go wrong. It is often used to explain unfortunate events in a humorous way. So essentially, what they did, what was challenging this interference that we were getting, that there's a plausibility that if something was to go wrong, it will go wrong. Right? What did happen? Something did go wrong, but it didn't end up in the outcome that was stated. But yet again, the energy was still very much relevant. Now let's talk about here. What is in the money removed card reverse here? What was the energy revolving around this attempt, spirits and angels? Tell me anything shady going on here, specifically with money? What was going on here? In terms of 45, between the month of July 2024 and August 2024, what was going on, spirits and angels? What was going on? What was going on, spirits and angels? What was going on around this point in time? Okay, what was going on? Well, we have a lot here, so let me just take that here. We have here Madison Avenue. We need more stuff. Interesting. This has to do with money, right? Something removed. You need more. Maybe there was an agreement that if he didn't agree to something, he will possibly get this happen to him. So maybe this was to scare him into doing what well, whoever she's working for, this might be used to scare him into doing something. Here we have the Republicans. So you need more stuff, you need more Republicans. This is the Republicans here. And then we don't know because it is unknown at this time. So there was definitely something here. Let me see if I can try and squeeze out information in regard of this empty card here. Can you tell me what this empty card is? What were they trying to squeeze out of for the Republicans here between money and removed? What were they trying to squeeze? What are they trying to squeeze, spirits and angels? Tell me. Okay, we have robot sea monsters. Okay, this is telling me it has to do with AI. AI. So this might be a threat from Elon. Let me see when 45 and Elon started campaigning together. That might be important. When was the first time Elon and Trump campaigned? Okay, so he makes his first campaign rally on August 5th, 2024. So in August he made it. The attempt happened in July, so something was in the work in July. Let me look at Elon, July 2024 news. See what's going on there. Okay, so Elon endorses 45 on July 13th, 2024. July 13th, 2024. When was Trump attempted? Trump attempt. July 2024. When did that happen? That happened Saturday, July 13th, 2024 at 6:11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that is of a coincidence. This was a coincidence. Just so you know, a coincidence. That Elon endorsed 45 the same day as this all went down. Ironically enough, though, when 45 had that attempt, it was at 6:11 p.m., which makes it, when you add up the numbers, via numerology here, 6 and 11 will be 611. That would put 6, 7, 8. That would be an 8. But if you add up 6 and 11 together, which means 11, 11, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 is also number 8. So it's an 8, 8. Let's see what the 8 numerology is. In politics, let's see what that is about. In numerology, the number 8 is associated with leadership, ambition, and power, which can make people with this number well suited for career in politics. It makes sense. This had to do with what was happening with 45 during the time that the attempt was going on. When did Elon endorse 45? Okay, let's see when it happened. He endorsed 45 at 10:45 p.m. on July 13th, 2024. So that is when Elon endorsed 45. So Elon endorsed 45 after the attempt. But this is what was going on. This is what we got in the air during this time period. We were reading on in 2024, 2021. This is what was going on during the attempt, right before the attempt, a threat. And then this is what ended up happening. The clock did not strike 12. Okay, the clock did not strike 12. Is there anything else, Spirit? Okay, so that is what we're going to get for right now. We'll cover more about this in another video, but I just want to give you a quick rundown. I find it to be really interesting. I was like, you know what, this will be a really good, fun, interesting topic. So I hope you guys do enjoy this video. Get the like, subscribe, hit the bell icon. Until then, I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out. I love you.